Caution. This podcast is designed for mature audiences. We delve into topics surrounding sexuality and intimate relationships in a candid and open manner. Please note that we are not licensed marriage or sex therapists, and the content shared here is intended solely for entertainment and informational purposes. If you are under 18 years old or prefer not to engage in explicit discussions about sex, relationships, or mature language, we advise against proceeding further. However, if you're of legal age and comfortable with such content, feel free to settle in, grab a beverage, and enjoy this episode. Just remember, time flies when you're having fun. Oh, and the stories you are about to hear are true. The names have been changed to protect the guilty.
Welcome to Beyond Monogamy, where every episode is a journey of discovery, liberation, and endless possibility. Join your hosts Roger Johnson and Janet Valentine as they peel back the layers of convention, inviting you into a world where passion knows no boundaries. Beyond Monogamy, a podcast that transcends the traditional norms of relationships to uncover the raw, unfiltered stories about the lifestyle. And now, your hosts, Roger Johnson and Janet Valentine.
I gotta stop laughing because we should have recorded about a minute ago. We'll start this out. Welcome to Beyond Monogamy. I am Janet Valentine.
I'm Barbie Triple E.
And
Actually,
I'm Steve.
It's Barb. Yeah. Hi, Steve.
I'm still Steve.
We'll figure out what Steve's last name is sometime, And Roger is AWOL, so that means that he will either make it into this conversation in the middle and have to be debriefed, or he will have to simply listen to it and join us in the conversation on another episode.
I do like to debrief him.
Yeah,
Quite
definitely. Really debrief. I'd love to be having him in person and debrief him.
Exactly. Oh yeah, baby.
It's been a while.
You've been there and done that.
Yeah. What are you wearing briefs for in the first place?
There you go. So for those of you who are joining for the first time, welcome. Those of you who are returning, you're the flies on the wall. I like to say it's like there's a bunch of us that are sitting out on the porch discussing lots of things. But today I'm not on the porch. I got to be in the back room again because I am once again at a place where there are ears next door that if I am too loud, they can kind of ascertain what I'm talking about. They just know I'm recording a podcast, so I'm on the download today.
All right.
So let's start it off. Let's see. We either do word, sexual news, or song, music. So, Steve, do you want to start us out? You've got a word?
I do. And this is a loose take on the word. I've sort of named it myself, but it will work for our purposes. It is shrink wrapping.
Okay. Does this tie in with last week's shrinking?
Shrimping. Shrimping was last week. I was there going with you. Like, maybe do we take some of the guys, the Big Dick Donnie and some of those other guys, and wrap them up and shrink it a little bit so we can fuck it?
Oh, well, and the actual
Shrink
name,
wrap.
yes, or shrink wrap. The actual name is microphilia.
Oh.
It's a sexual arousal of fascination with
Saran wrap.
Small people.
Oh, small people.
Yeah,
little people.
Little people.
So,
Yes.
has
that's
a
describing
name.
you.
I'm sorry, what?
That's describing you.
Yes, it
last
is.
week it was my kink. This week it's your kink. So you like to do shrink wrapping.
Oh my God, yes.
It has a name.
Yes.
I still think shrimp wrapping would also be okay.
Well,
Shrimp wrap.
It's a little derogatory, but
Real?
it is funny,
When we're talking about for a kink, it's not derogatory because you don't know fuck
No.
them all. There's no.
Oh, exactly. Hey,
Detroit Dan,
everybody's.
get over here.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one.
Okay.
All right.
Music. We got music.
Music, yes. It's not really a fuck two song, but it's a fantastic new country song by a gal named Chapel Roan. She was on the Grammys and she did Pink Pony Club. That was her big hit. And she's a Midwest girl. She's from the Ozarks area. and she's into drag. And so she's a drag queen because she says anybody can be a drag queen.
I love
And
it.
she has a song called The Giver. And she said it's because she always wanted to write a song about lesbians, a country song about lesbians. And
All
it's
right.
all about, I don't need a map. I know what I'm doing. If you really need somebody that knows what they're doing, come and see me because I'm a giver.
Okay.
So you need to be a taker. I mean, it's just so
Uh-huh.
good.
Oh, how neat.
Oh,
Highly, yeah. And a
that's a
country
setup
song.
song. That's a
Oh,
definite
yeah.
setup song. Set up to some fun,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
really a fun one.
that goes on the warm up. Beauregard was talking about
Yeah.
how he has a warm up songs. That's definitely
Yeah.
one of the warm up songs.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's a good one.
So,
So, and
so we
then
got a couple news. Yes,
news,
sex news.
because this kind of goes in with the Grammys. So it kind of ties into that. Um,
Okay.
Sabrina Carpenter got in trouble because she was in Paris and she was singing. And in the middle of her song, this is on YouTube too. I had to look it up. She gets in the Eiffel Tower position as she ends the song. So she's
Oh.
right at a guy's crotch and she's looking at the camera, and the other guy is behind her and her little butt is sticking out. And
Okay.
I guess it caused quite a storm. We may be liberal, but that was over the top. And I thought they used the word Eiffel Tower. I mean, here we've talked about that, and they
How many
used
different meanings do
the
we have for
word.
Eiffel Tower? And I think it all depends on who's playing as to what that
Exactly.
position is going to be.
But she did it deliberately because she was in Paris. And everybody was like, oh, a sexual position called the
Oh,
Eiffel Tower.
we know
So
that. We
anyway,
know London Bridge.
so
Um,
there you go, little Sabrina Carpenter.
So my confession is, y'all know, normally I really don't do a good job of doing homework. And so 15 minutes before this recording, I decided to go on to ask Gronk, the AI that's on X. I said, give me a funny sexual news story. And so the news story that I have, it says, here's a humorous sex-related news story that's been making the rounds in 2025. In China, firefighters were recently called to an apartment complex after residents reported hearing desperate cries for help. Expecting a serious emergency, the team rushed to the scene only to discover that the cries were actually coming from a couple engaged in an enthusiastic, intimate moment. The firefighters, understandably flustered, quickly retreated, leaving the couple to their privacy and likely a good laugh afterward. The incident sparked a wave of amusement online, with people joking about the unexpected rescue and the couple's unintended public performance. It's a lighthearted reminder that sometimes passion can sound a little too much like peril.
Passion like peril. Well, yeah. Oh
These
God. Yeah.
AIs, that's what they came up with.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and so Roger says he's going to be joining soon, but the China thing kind of leads me to a quick story I can give you about Big Dick Donnie until Roger makes it in here for the continued AI discussion that we started last time, and we wanted to get Barbie's input on. I want to tell a real quick story. If you've listened to these podcasts before, we've had several episodes where we have discussed how bad the Chinese sex toys are. Okay. What happens is the
Yeah.
cheap ones, that if you get the wrong kind of lube oil or the wrong kind of thing that you're using with it, they start to disintegrate and they burn your pussy. Okay. So
Yeah.
keep that data point in mind. I've talked about it before. There's one back there where I talk about the story. And Roger's popping in, so he gets to hear this Big Dick Donnie story, and then we'll go on. Okay.
Oh no.
So there is so there is a woman, Big Dick Donnie and his wife Kara are at a party, and there is a woman Della that they like to play with. This woman, Della, she's of Spanish descent. I remember her. She has the biggest areolas I've ever seen around her nipples. I mean, guys like are fascinated with her because she has the best looking tits. Okay. And so Della and Big Dick Donnie have played many times before. All right. Now, another data point besides cheap Chinese toys is that Big Dick Donnie has one of the same kinks that I do, and that also Barbie's husband has. That we all like to eat cum out of a pussy. Okay. I mean, that's when we are fascinated when we see it. And so you keep that data point, right? So Della was at this party. Big Dick Donnie was roaming around and free on his own. And Della had been playing with one of these Chinese toys. And she could not get her pussy to stop burning. So she throws the toy away. She goes into the bathroom. She goes into the bathroom and she tries to take a shower and get it out, and it still hasn't stopped burning. So she takes a whole thing of like Jergens lotion, okay, and just lays on the bed and shoves that thing of Jergens lotion into her pussy and just lets it sit. So she is sitting on the bed with her legs apart, okay, and this stuff is just now the Jergens lotion is sitting there. Big Dick Donnie walks by, does a double take, walks back in, sees her pussy, sees the white stuff coming out, and
Yum,
he's
yum.
like, yum, yum. And he just like jumps on that, takes his whole mouth, puts it over her pussy, and sucks up that stuff into his mouth. And so then he stops and he leans back and he spits the stuff out. He spits it up and he goes, "Who have you been freaking?"
Somebody tastes really bad.
Tara, I didn't know that this woman had this issue, and she walked by and saw that it happened, and she started laughing, and pretty soon the whole place is laughing. Now, you know, Big Dick Donnie, he is not one that likes to be the butt of the joke. Okay.
Oh no.
But the whole crew figures out the story and think it's so funny that Big Dick Donnie tried to suck up all of that body nasty revolution. But
God.
It's still puking.
But then to say, "Oh, who have you fucking?" not what is that? No, immediately goes to that.
So Roger, you missed it. I was trying to stall for time. We did a couple news stories, and you'll hear those later. But Steve did do a word of the day. You want to see if he can guess what that is, Steve?
The word of the day is shrink wrapping.
I got nothing.
It is the arousal towards little people. The correct term is, I think, microphilia, but I like shrink wrapping better.
Microphilia.
Oh God, I'm sorry. That's just.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh. Okay.
So,
Before we talk about AI, I have to bring back something from last week when I wasn't here.
right, I was gonna intro you into it. So if you haven't listened to last week's episode 10, I think is what it is, please listen to it before you listen to it, because I said on certain things we're gonna need Barbie's opinion on it.
Well, first of all, the guy that didn't move.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I can think. And Steve brought this up is I've only had guys do that if they didn't want to come. They'll just stop, you know. But then usually they either pull it back out or they just after a second or two they start engaging again or something, you know. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. You know me. 15 minutes of anything is a job. So no,
I know. And
ain't
you were
happening.
there, you were on my shoulder dancing, going, what? Are you even
Uh-uh.
doing your kegels? You're
Uh-uh.
wasting your kegels on this
Yeah.
guy. You're
Yeah.
wasting your pussy on this guy.
If he's
Were on
not,
my shoulder.
yeah, if he's not going to come. And you got to work at it. No,
And
sorry. I got things to do. Things to
for
do.
those of you who haven't listened to that episode, the basic is that I was doing this guy for the first time, and that his whole thing was he would stick his dick in, and then he would just leave it there, and it wouldn't move. He wouldn't move it. He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't pull it out and in. He
Huh?
wouldn't. It was just it. He wouldn't even lean down and kiss me. So it was like, okay, what are we doing? Are we stopped in time here?
Yep.
And so my whole question
Maybe
to the
he
men
was AI.
the question to the men last week was, is this a technique that I don't know about, or this some guys are trying? Is this supposed to be? Am I supposed to be
It's a,
doing something different?
it's a fetish thing, and I hadn't heard much about it. I mentioned it to Dee. She's like, "Oh yeah, soaking," and I like it's just totally a thing.
The Mormon soaking. We're back
The
to
more,
Mormon soaking.
yeah,
But
And that's a thing. You can really do that. Like
yes.
they're okay with that. So you just don't move.
Well, yeah, it's basically for if you're not married and you're dating before you're married, you're not supposed to have sex in the Mormon religion. So you can get hard, insert your penis into the vagina, and lay there. Just I said, well, how long does it stay hard? I wonder.
Well, all I can tell you is
Well,
you've crossed over. That is
Yeah.
having sex. You're having
Yeah,
sex.
exactly
Whether
right.
you
Yes.
whether you move it or not.
Hey,
what
you're thrusting at least once to put it in, right? So that's it. Well,
I
that
mean, what
You're
you
done.
know, Steel Panther has a song called "Eatin' Ain't Cheatin'." I've heard. Well, I stuck it in her ass and not her pussy. That would have been cheating. So I stuck it in her ass. I mean, it I don't yeah I don't understand.
Well, I guess when you got to make an excuse or compartmentalize it somehow, you just
yes.
and give it a name.
I mean, I've kind of got it in and just it was just feeling amazing and just kind of stopped for a second because I wanted to feel it, but then
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm talking
You
about hitting.
resume.
I'm talking about being second in line at a stop sign. I'm not talking about
right,
pulling over to a rest area and we're going to have a conversation.
right, right. I,
No,
I,
no, no. I also wanted to bring up Steve. I think you hit it out of the park when
Oh,
you
thank you.
mentioned sex Olympics. I think we have a whole series of shows of things that you could put in the sex Olympics. Now, the one I would have never ever thought of were the oranges. I've got to
oranges
say
out
that.
your ass. I don't think so.
I it has to be those cuties, you know.
Right,
It's
I
gotta be.
can't do full
It's
orange.
not a navel orange. It's not a
Navel.
Florida orange.
Hopefully next year I'm going to graduate to grapefruits.
Ooh,
God,
ooh, that just can't
painful.
happen. That can't happen.
No,
Come on.
Well, they already taste like shit.
There you go.
So
That's right.
this brings up another question I have. So I've seen in some of the porn that I'm watching and some of the stuff with it, the guys try to stretch. They try to fist the pussy. I've had them
Oh
do that
yeah.
to me before and stuff.
Yeah, me too.
What is your joy? Why do you want to stretch it? I thought you wanted it to be tight. You know, why are y'all stretching it?
That's a good question.
that is good. We went to a party and the lady says, "Do you want to fist me?" I'm going, "What?" And I'd never done that. I'm going, so the guy says, "Oh yeah, do it. She loves it." I'm going, "Okay." And so next thing you know, I'm buried wrist deep. I'm going,
Woo.
it wasn't that big a deal for me, but she loved it, I guess. I'm going, okay. So I don't get it either.
Wow.
I would relate to Steve. I've only done it because I was kind of asked and offered, and I'm just like it was like okay, I've never done this. Let's just put this mark on the board, and I got about here, and I'm just like, hey, it ain't going, and she's like, it'll go, send it, and
Oh, woo! Oh,
um,
yikes!
that was
And it
different. It was
it did
different.
work, huh?
It's, I mean, I don't go to a party going, I hope I get to fist somebody tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those deals. It's like, not a big deal.
I'm right where Janet said. I want it tight.
Part of it is, oh my God, if my kids ever hear this podcast, I'm in so much trouble because my ex-husband used to like to do it, and it was painful for me. And then I had put that all aside, and then when I was on with Fabio and we were having parties, I remember a woman asked if she could do it, and I was like, fine. She had a little hand and stuff. It was not that big of a deal. So I'm a giver. Okay. So I'm gonna, try. And that was okay, but it wasn't anything exciting for me. Because again, like I said, if it's not rubbing across the G spot or if it's not rubbing on the clit, I don't really want it. Okay, it's
Yeah,
not my thing. It's not going to do it for me. So
yeah.
how many things I can fit in there. I mean, I think it's funny to do the sex Olympics, and that's great, and yet, but I'm I'm thinking if we're going to do that, then it's more. Let's make this real, and make it. How many guys can you make come with a blowjob in a half hour?
Oh,
Right?
but you know what?
Or
You gotta have them. You gotta have them ready,
right,
and
and
that's the hard part.
I'm saying no
I got them
cheating.
lined up.
Okay,
That's right.
you can have them lined up and fluff, but you've got I got to see liquid,
Yep,
okay, and then to
yep,
say okay, that's one, that's two, that's three. That's how I would count it. Now
yeah.
let's get real. Let's
Absolutely,
do the real
the
Olympics.
real one. That's right.
The
How
bi-
many people can you get to pop off?
Pop off, baby. How
And
many?
I'm thinking let's not be gender specific on this. There's a lot of how many, and it could be a woman or a man. Can you how many women can you get off?
It's easier for evidence with the
Um,
guy,
True,
but
but there's certain things that you can measure with a
oh
woman that
yeah,
you can
oh
make
yeah,
sure it's really happened. You know,
yeah.
so because and we're trying not to have fakers. I know if I'm going to stack the deck on it, I'm going to get a whole bunch of women that are on the hormones. Because man, those women, their little clit looks like a dick. It looks like a little
It
dick, and
does.
it's really easy to pop those off.
Okay, so
Yeah.
But God,
there's one event. What's another one? I have one, but I want to hear
oh
another
yeah,
one.
let's hear. No, go
You could
ahead.
do
What's
clip
yours?
size, clip size. I mean,
Oh
that
yeah,
alone could be an
And
oh
event.
yeah,
and
yeah.
again on this, no preloading, but I think, and this is a team event, you team of two, and how big a wet spot can you make on a mattress?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's a
because I
good
would not
one.
want to go get that
Uh,
Brazilian chick. I would not play
Yeah.
against her. I would
and
totally lose.
and I'm talking we measure on two sides, two sides
That just
of
thought
it.
of, hey, and you get one with the guys. How far can you shoot it? Come
Oh
on, let's
yeah.
measure the
Oh my.
distance.
Oh
Ooh,
God.
who's
How
got
far
that
did it
pelvic
go?
floor intact the most?
No, along the lines of the woman I saw hit the artwork in the hotel. You know her, Barbie.
Yes,
Remember?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
what target can
Woo!
you hit? Right? We can do target shooting. Right?
Yes, yes. And distance of how far you could shoot that orange out.
Get it,
Was it wimpy? Did it just roll out? Or were you able to put it out with some
put some,
authority?
that one had some back pressure.
Oh, oh, we could do a whole bunch of that. And we could ask people listening to send in some other sporting event,
That's right.
sexual sporting event.
Send in your sporting event ideas that are, for the sexual
Yep,
Olympics.
sexual
I want them
sporting
to be
event.
real, because I don't. None
Yes.
of this, I did 1,000 guys in 12 hours bullshit when you know that she probably didn't, and then do what, we could have, we could do like either a tug of war or a tag team thing, where you have man first, then a woman, then a man, then a woman, where you gotta, and so you don't win until
Oh,
everybody finishes, right?
oh my God, that's like super ninja stuff.
Right,
I gotta get this one off. Oh, I gotta get this one off.
right.
Ah, now I
Because
gotta get off myself.
I know that Kyle of Lola and Kyle, one of his fantasies is to have 3 or 4 women lined up that he's got to go from one to the next one to the next one to the next one.
Ah, he's a candidate. Yes. Yeah. He's a contender.
Yes, we've
That's
got some
great.
contenders. So if you have your ideas, you guys just go to beyondmonogamypodcast.com and comment on this episode or send us a note, and we'll see if we can add it to our Sex Olympics event.
Way to go, Steve.
Thank you.
Look what he started.
Right. Well, and
Excellent.
then we ended the episode the last time we started with the whole discussion, and I don't think we were finished with it yet, as to what would you have included in your AI sex robot?
Well, I can tell you right now, because I have worked with AI frequently, and it's a fabulous tool, but it's not very bright. I'd have to just say, it's got a little ways to go before it really could be as interactive and
Right, but
engaging as I would like.
if
I was
you were
designed.
coaching, if you're coaching the scientist as to what do I want it to do, and not don't think about the current limitations of AI, but dream forward about what does the AI bot do?
It rubs the hell out of me.
Mm.
It's a masseuse. It
Oh,
rubs the hell out of me. That's what it does. Everywhere, head to toe, over and over. And then when you're ready, it becomes like your little enjoy toy. Takes care of
yeah.
it at the end,
I think
and knows when to do it.
I think I think I would ask it to have like 6 or 8 arms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because
Oh
like
yeah.
I would want it to be like working on both sides of my neck,
Oh,
down the shoulders, coming across, you know,
I want head
laying
to
on
toe.
this nail
Mm-hmm.
trail down to the, putty parts, and making it all, happy. And then, as you know, I like to go on down the legs and go, don't mess with my thighs. Don't make me hurt on
Tickle,
there. But,
tickle.
right, go on the
Yeah.
outside and go all the way down to those toes and make my toes happy.
Oh,
But if you could,
see,
6 arms,
an attachment. There could be a
Oh,
toe sucking
oh,
attachment.
you could
all,
get attachments with your AI.
Well, you got to get
all,
the
and
attachment.
this is the
Yes.
whole time while it's just going to town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
rubbing.
Like
Oh my God.
sensation overload. That's what I want, because
Mm-hmm.
I want to get back to in the spanking. For me, it's the Paris clock, 19 guys type stuff that was going on,
Mm-hmm.
where I just walked out of there, at 5 o'clock in the morning, just a bundle of nerves from just being touched everywhere, where. So
Yeah.
I want that. If I get to choose an AI, that's what I want every time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
I
want you to
think
start
Yeah.
slow and everything, and then bring me up to the tremor, and bring me to the top, and then bring me to the top again, and keep throwing bigger mountains up there.
I think
And then I have to add this part. Don't talk.
Yeah.
Don't talk. Don't talk.
unless it's
Mm-mm.
French.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Introducing Coconut Slickums, the ultimate personal lubricant that brings a touch of tropical paradise to your most adventurous sex party moments. Made from 100% pure coconut oil, Coconut Slickums offers a silky smooth glide that's as natural as a unicorn breeze practicing the rule of 6 or DP. No more worrying about synthetic ingredients or greasy residues. Just a luscious moisturizing experience that feels as good as it sounds. Perfect for enhancing intimacy or just adding a bit of luxurious fun to your day. So go ahead, indulge in the tropical treat your skin deserves with Coconut Slickums. Because when it's this smooth, it's always a perfect day at the meet and greet. To learn more, visit beyondmonogamypodcast.com.
Let's get back to hearing from the guilty.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
That we can
Oh,
do. We
yeah.
can do
When
that.
they, oh
Talk
my God, when
all
they're
kinds of
having the
different
whole stuff.
languages that I can't understand. That would be
Oh,
spectacular. Yes,
right.
I would
And
like that.
they're saying stuff about, oh mi amor and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
And
say it, baby. That would be
I mean,
fabulous.
go ahead and just give it Gomez Adams' voice. I mean,
totally.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
That or I'll take an Australian voice because like I've
Oh
made
yeah.
I made my Siri on my Apple phone be Australian because it's
There you go.
Australian guy. It's an Australian guy.
There you go. That's right. I had my
So
Syria guy for a long time. Yeah.
I think I think uh so I think if on my AI robot, I wanted to learn my pattern, and
mhm.
when I just throw that last thrust in and I'm about to explode, I want to feel those kegels lock down and start stroking. But I mean,
Yeah,
like I want those kegels to lock down as tight as like the autistic kid in class holding a class pet. Like
right.
just lock lock down hard.
That was terrible.
It's not like we are so unpolitically correct. I
Locked
love
down hard.
it.
Okay, that's an
But then it's got to
analogy.
let go. At some point, it's
Yeah.
I gotta just tap and like okay, let go.
Yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
have to have a
That's right.
save button on the AI that
Oh
you
yeah,
can tap and it'll automatically let go.
emergency stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in the development stages and have something go wrong.
Squeeze
It
the
didn't
earlobe.
listen. Yeah, it didn't listen.
Okay, right.
Oh
I,
Anyway,
boy.
I
yeah.
get it. If it's doing like you said, Barbie, earlier before we started recording, if I get the AI and it does this, I can't answer that because I need more information from you. Oh,
Yeah,
shut up.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I told her
Okay.
I have worked with it enough now that I've actually been in arguments with it. And at one point I typed in, is this a task you cannot do? And it said something about thank you for pointing that out. And no, I can do it. I just need more information. I just thought, oh no, I've been asking you to do this, and obviously you can't do it. So,
Hmm.
but and then I caught myself a couple of times, and this is I had to give I will type the word please. Da 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 please. What? I'm talking to a machine. It
I
doesn't care if I
Oh,
say please.
um, so I no, I used it this week also, and this is going to derail the conversation. This is the most non-sexual thing, but I'm going to figure out how to get something sexual out of it. Um,
There you go.
so it's time for appraisals and evals at work, and so I I made a copied and pasted the the performance standard,
The Matrix.
what I'm supposed to do, what my
right.
supposed to do, and I'm this one area I'm graded on. Saved it in Word, up, uploaded it to Chat GPT, and then copied and pasted what I've done, and told it,
Write this for me.
using the attached document, um, take the following tasks and word them in a self-assessment that exceeds the standard in that document. And oh man, I'm on my way to get the Nobel Prize.
Okay.
I'm
And
telling you.
Wasn't
well,
it good? I mean, it's such a tool. It's
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
tool.
there are some. What you missed, Roger, is my sex news story I got from
Oh,
Gronk, the
crazy.
XXGX one. I just said, give me
Uh-huh.
a sex story. And it spit one out. And so that was the sex story that I did. So I kind of like it when you're supposed to do something and you forgot to do it. And so it does the
Pull up
work
a
for
little
you.
AI. Yeah.
That's awesome. And you can choose through a couple of them that it's put up there and you do fine. But from this one, I don't, and I know that there's all the science fiction stuff now about the guy that invents the woman that does all this stuff, and then it ends up being bad. And so then I start thinking about, well, is an AI with 6 arms really bad? And my thing is, well, yeah, if you have to find clothes for it and stuff, but I'm putting clothes on this thing.
I'm not
Yeah, I
putting
ain't
So,
putting
I was like, yeah,
clothes
you
on.
just put it in the,
and
just
can
put it
you
in the
make them
closet.
retractable?
Hey,
You put it in the closet. Can you make it
it doesn't
retractable?
even have to look human.
Hey,
It's just
just
a
It doesn't
it's
have to
just a
look like
big
a
toy.
person.
when
That's
the
It's
Roomba
right.
just
gets
it
low on battery, it goes back to the home charger and
That's
charges
then
right.
itself. This damn
it
robot,
becomes
if it can't do that, forget
it
it.
goes in the closet, right?
Exactly. You
Well,
just
and then
go park your ass.
all it is a giant sex toy. Okay,
That's
so if
right.
I had to
Yeah.
design a giant, then that would be good too. Where the fingers could be different toys that we have the sex fingers, and then we have a womanizer finger,
Oh,
and we
all
have
the
the vibrating fingers,
attachments. Oh my God, the
right?
attachment.
Right.
Oh,
That.
The
that'd be
rabbit,
that'd be like Edward sex toy hand.
Edward sex
Yes.
toy hands.
With her hand.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's fantastic. Yeah. And you know what? You'd have to make it so you could put a different one on if you
Oh
wanted to.
yeah. Make
Like,
it
okay.
attachments.
And
Again,
I want, ooh,
attachments.
I want some fingernails. Ooh.
Mm.
Oh, yes. That'd be fantastic. I think we're onto something. If we have
Yeah.
any engineers out there.
This is what we want. Take a bunch of stuff that's already available to you and then put it all into one of the robots that you get from like Tesla or whoever it is who's making the robots. I've seen them. It doesn't even have to be really it doesn't have to be really human looking.
Oh, no. In
I
fact,
don't
I might prefer
Yeah,
I,
prefer not to be.
the only thing I can tell you is very difficult for me would be so I'm the person that in in the middle of sex when I'm trying to get off, a well placed hot kiss can
Mm.
just take me over. And I don't think I can get that from an AI bot. I
Well,
just
that's why
don't.
I don't think I could have
Nope.
it. I don't want to have it like a automatic dildo kind of thing because they have those. I mean, you can get one of those machines. What
Yeah,
is
I've done
that
those.
called? Yeah,
Um,
I'm telling you that stuff. It may look good in
reciprocating
a.
soft.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
The sawzall. Woo. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, but that's all just a Kodak moment. That's what I call it. I mean, that
Right.
looks good in a movie. That looks good in pictures. It may be in your head as something you saw and you fantasize about seeing
And
it. But as for its efficiency,
And
there's no.
in the advanced AI, I want it to be able to take its finger and lightly run it across my skin and say those French
Yes.
things. I want
Yes.
it to whisper behind my ear and bring up
That's what.
on the neck, bring up the goosebumps and stuff that happen.
That's what I was
And,
going to say on my AI. Two things I'd like is the tactile response, which is
Mhm.
the sense of touch, and
Yeah.
then lubrication in the right places.
mm,
Oh, oh,
now that's Andy.
that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have to reach over and get it. Just
yeah.
push a little button and some of it
Just,
comes.
just squeeze the left boob if you're in the pussy, the right boob if you're in the ass, and just feel it get wet.
So that tells me then. Oh, geez, yeah, that'd be. But
Ah,
where's a safe button on the nose? I guess.
Right.
save
Earlobe.
button.
Where's the turn off button to save? Is it the forehead or the nose?
Tap it on the head. Tap it on the head. Stop
Uh,
doing that.
Not enough. Not enough. Stop.
Right, it's 15 minutes is over. Come
yeah.
on. Move on. Take yourself back to the charger.
Well, but the tactile response would be good for like Big Dick Donnie because he likes to be bitten. He
Oh
likes his
yeah.
cock. He likes his cock bitten
Oh,
hard.
Oh,
So
oh, it's so
who
terrible. And nails.
yeah,
He loved the nails.
yeah. So you have to have some of that sense of touch and I guess wow. Woo.
yeah.
When I'm hitting it right, it starts calling me Poppy. You know,
I'm Big Dick
Oh,
Donnie's going, who's your granddaddy's? What he's been saying.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
He's
Who's
beyond
your
who's your daddy.
granddaddy?
It's your
Yeah,
granddaddy.
he's grown up. Yeah.
He's been, I
Oh,
don't
how old do I
know.
have to be to say that?
Well, if you're lucky, it
Or
won't be too
how
long.
young does she have to be?
Well,
Exactly.
That's
you
going to
know,
happen.
you have to have grandkids, and then that makes it that. Because I mean, I am past the milk stuff. I'm definitely the guilt stuff,
Oh, yeah.
I'm in that one. So I'm that guy that likes that young kid that likes to do the old ladies. That's me. I'm here for you, honey.
Yep.
And I'll do
Hey,
it.
I watched a whole interview with a woman who was 74 years old and she was on OnlyFans and she's making a buttload of money with her content. She has more guys. She can't keep up with them. She can't. During her interview, I mean, she's like, I make content, I engage with them, and they're all, young guys who have the fetish of,
Right.
screwing their much older woman. So more power to her. I'm all there. Yep.
So my
I mean, if
question
I
on
go over
that
there and
is,
if I go over there and make content with her, is she going to give me cookies when I leave?
Good.
and milk,
I
cookies
mean,
and milk, cookies and
it,
milk.
I mean, if you're going to be a gilf, do it right.
Grandma. Yeah.
Do it right.
Grandma's house.
You
Have
gonna
your
So
cookies
what
ready.
is she going
what
to send me a
happens?
check for $12 on my birthday?
Okay,
Yeah.
but what happens if her grandson gets into OnlyFans and pulls her up? What then?
That is the chance that you take. If you're making content, that's a chance. It's out there forever. And that's a chance you take. Now, she did say her family knew what she was doing for a living. And she was in New Orleans and would even take visitors, if you know what I mean. So she was
Oh,
making over $1 million a year.
I want to know her screen name. I'll look her up.
Wow.
I'll look her up.
Okay.
Um,
Yes.
I'm gonna see her.
There you
Well,
go.
Roger, there is one that does go down there by you
Well,
that I know. She is 70 and
Uh-huh.
she is starting the lifestyle. And now she does porn at
oh, good
70.
for her.
Does full on porn at 70.
I'm
Good for
I'm
her.
I'm
Good for
fine with
her.
that.
Oh, I think it's
Yeah.
wonderful. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. So
I think
I
every
just
age, well, after 18, every age,
Yeah.
bravo.
I
Here's
would
my
refer to it as my social security supplement if I were them.
so I
Well,
mean
it may need that. Yeah.
before this, like we were discussing that a long time ago, what we had to do to get our porn was to, hide the Playboys or the Hustlers or the Penthouse forums in the tree and go look at those things and stuff. And we did not have outlets to do this. I
Nope.
think if her doing that can mean that it stops an attack on an old lady because some young guy can't really keep his stuff in and has to, goes and does this thing in person. If it stops one attack, it's worth it.
Yep.
Okay. Am I a
Yep.
libertarian? Yes, I'm a libertarian because I'm like, there's nobody who's getting hurt from it. The kid's
That's
not
right.
getting hurt from it. The lady's
That's
not
right.
getting hurt from it. It's all consenting stuff. And dude, if you can stop violence and sexual crimes from happening because you allow an outlet for that person, I'm all for it.
Yep.
No,
Absolutely.
my where I really still have a struggle is because you're doing it with somebody else hurting minors. You have a minor in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I can't deal
No,
with that.
no, no,
Go
no,
watch your anime.
no.
Okay,
That's right.
because that's
That's
gonna
right.
come the closest to cartoon stuff. But in
Yeah.
reality, no. And animals, I
Nope.
can't deal with. No
Oh, no,
animals,
no,
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 no
no,
kids.
no. Come on, people. Come on.
well,
Snap out of
Right.
it.
Janet, you make me feel better then because I've played with a young lady who was almost 40 years my junior. So I was
Mhm.
very, and she wanted it and wanted to get together. I said, okay, sure.
I
And
just
so,
hate training them. Those 20 when they okay, I had the one guy lie to me and say he was 27 and they ended up being 23, but the way he fucked me, he did it I couldn't tell, so it ended up I was discriminating for the wrong reason. But I don't like to train them. I like to get them already trained. And those young bucks like that, they're stupid sometimes. They
yeah,
just come and
The
they don't
only
care.
really, the only reason that they have, I mean, in my opinion, a purpose is for what they bring. Like line up if we're going to do our Olympics, then we want
Right.
that young guy.
Okay.
But don't
Yeah.
talk. Don't
Totally.
talk.
Wait.
Just
So
come in.
wait. Okay. New thought. Are we going to have senior Olympics
Oh, we
versus
have to see your game.
regular?
We don't have Paralympics.
the senior division.
We're going to have
We
a
got
senior.
Paralympics for the crippled people like me.
Not seniors. We're going golf. We're going to call it the Masters.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the
Yes.
master division. I like
Yeah.
that.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Masters
go.
division. You got to have the rookie
I
division,
like it.
okay, and then you got to have the
match.
advanced, rookie, advanced, and then master.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still in the Paralympics.
Okay, I think we've taken this episode as far as we can.
Yeah, it's nearly off the rails completely now.
So if you once again, if you have any ideas that you would like to give us for the Senior Olympics and the Sexual Olympics, please go to beyondmonogamypodcast.com. You will be able to comment on this podcast. It'll be listed there, as well as any of the other podcasts. You can find them typically on wherever you're listening to podcasts. But if you really want to get back to the basics and have them exactly in order, you'll find them on the website, which is beyondmonogamypodcast.com. That's also where you can write Roger, or you can write me. If you'd like to be a guest on this show, because we like to have guests because we learn so much from them. Like to be a guest on the show, or if you have something to say that you'd like to add in there, that's another way for us to get that information. And this is also a place for you to tip our Mandingo, who is our producer. This man works tirelessly and doesn't really get paid anything except for the tips. Steve,
Did you follow up with what Roger had said last week about paying the guy for the foot deal?
well, so the thing is that we're a couple of episodes that are beyond publishing. There's a lag. Okay.
Okay.
So we're taping this, so that suit is probably going to hit this Sunday. Okay. It's either this
We'll
Sunday
give
or the
it 2
next.
weeks.
Actually, it's given 2 weeks, right? So next Sunday is when it'll hit. So we got a couple of weeks so I expect somebody to follow up with me in the middle of April or the end of April. I expect to get somebody to follow up on me, and that's probably going to be the next time that I also have my nails done. So I'm going to have Landon listen to it, so he can hear that he was the subject of. He'll be so excited that he was the subject of the podcast.
That's great.
Right.
We like to include our friends.
Right. So again, I really appreciate you sticking with us this time, and hope that you continue. Obviously, this isn't scripted. Our discussions kind of go all over the place. It's what we like about this. It's fun to do, and we just want to continue. We have so many more stories. I have so many more Big Dick Donnie stories. I just touch them every once in a while because when you need them to fill in. So anyway, go to the website, beyondmonogamypodcast.com, tip Mandingo, and I want you to come again and come again and come again.
That's it for this episode of Beyond Monogamy. We hope you enjoyed our podcast, and we look forward to having you back again for the next episode of Beyond Monogamy.